everybody, and welcome to Church at Home with Rachel for Monday, the 17th of November. I have spent the last 45 minutes trying to record this video and the reason I've spent this time, much time, is because my computer determined that I didn't have enough room on the hard drive to record any more videos. You see, I've been keeping my videos, and apparently my little Harry Potter USB stick is way too small to record to keep all the videos. I know they're up on YouTube, and which means I can access them whenever I want, but I wanted to hang on to them for easy access. Apparently, I need more hard drive. But in trying to delete enough things and pictures and other detritus to record this video, I had to take the time to go back and go through things and check and see what they were, and then do some video tutorials on how to delete things. And wow, how frustrating can that be? Which made me really think about my holidays coming up in 48 hours and what the next 13 days, no, 10 days will look like when I'm on holidays. And some of that is indeed recycling and trash. You see, we moved into our house now just over a year and a half ago, and we still haven't unpacked the basement. We still haven't hung our paintings on the walls. We still haven't really set our furniture where we need it to be because life happened. And now, you know what? No more excuses. We have to do the work. And the fact is that it takes work to throw the garbage out. Now, I don't know about you, some of you might be those like clean break, it's out. Haven't used it in a year, gone. Recycling, give it to Goodwill. But I am one of those people who, when I start to do something like go through my pictures or my videos, go through my clothes, go through all my knickknacks and my books, everything has a memory. So you sit down, you make a cup of tea, you think about that, you make a pile for throwing it out, and pile for donating, and a pile to keep. And after a while, you realize that your pile to keep is really big, and your pile to donate is, yeah, it's okay. But your pile to throw out, not so much. We have to purge once in a while. That's what I'll be doing on my holidays. I'll be trying to purge my house and get it. Rob's doing school, got the dog to worry about, things like that. So, and I can only purge my own things. But I'm going to have to take some time to really go through my things and take the time and say, do I really need this? Do I need 1,000 black clergy shirts now that I wear purple? Do I need that skirt that I don't fit into? And even if I could fit into it again, it is so out of date, I'm never going to wear it? Things like that. I need to do that the same way as I needed in order to do what I need to do right now on my computer. I had to go back and get rid of the stuff from before. It wasn't crap. It wasn't garbage, but it's things I don't need any longer. I don't need pictures of old churches. I don't need pictures of people who I buried that I've kept in my files. I needed to get rid of those things. I needed to get rid of the clip art that I don't use anymore because I don't make bulletins anymore. There's no reason to hang on to the things that we no longer need or use in our lives. I know that can be a really hard thing to take on, to recognize that there comes a time when we have to let go of what is past. Now, with my computer, it was a little bit slow because I ran into pictures because for whatever reason it wouldn't open the pictures. It just had those blank boxes and had to double click on each one to see what it was before I erased something important. And I saw pictures of my stepsons when they were 4 and 5 years old, and I found a picture of myself from my wedding day and some old things from old congregations that I kept those, but I don't need to keep pictures from old coffee hours at congregations I no longer am in. And it's not because they're not important, but it's because they're up here. I don't need them right now. I don't I no longer need to have those pictures to put up for on bulletin boards or to put in a church bulletin or on a directory. I don't need them for posters. I don't need them to even remember because those memories that are important, they'll come back. There comes a time when we get up to a point in life, probably several points in our lives, when we need to do that work of sifting through what is detritus, what is just the crappy stuff, what is some of the really crappy stuff we've held onto that actually hurts us. Have you ever come across something in your closet or on your shelf or tucked way back in a cupboard that you've put there so you wouldn't see it very often because it brings back bad memories? Why do we hold on to those things? Like, really, why do we hold on to those things? If they cause hurt or harm or make us sad, is there really a purpose for them? Sometimes, for every rule, there's the exception that makes the rule. But for the most part, if you come across an old love letter that breaks your heart, burn it. Don't just throw it out. Have a ritual. Light it on fire, say a prayer, and release it as you see the smoke rise up. Let the hurt go. When you come across something that meant something to you years ago and you're thinking about it, and it brings back those good memories, like an old sweatshirt from high school or a Letterman's jacket or an old doll or something that you really don't use, and the only time you thought of it was when you pulled it out of the box. You're like, oh yeah, I remember that. Maybe it's time to realize that maybe another child could use that doll. Or there could be somebody at the shelter who needs a warm Letterman's jacket or a sweater or an old pair of shoes that are still hanging around. There are really good reasons for hanging on to some things, and there are really bad reasons for hanging on to some things. And maybe we need to do the work of letting go of the things we don't need anymore. With computers, except the fact that computers do fill up and things like that, we can always take pictures or do a little video. If you want to hang on to something, maybe have someone videotape you or use your phone to do a selfie and talk a little bit about, hey, this was really important to me when I was 10 years old because I made it at camp and it was amazing, and it was supposed to be a candy dish for my parents, and everybody thought it was an ashtray, and now my parents are gone and I don't smoke and I don't need a candy dish that looks like an ashtray, and I don't know why I still have it. If you take a little video of you holding that and talking about the memories and then give it away or throw that away, you still have the video. You still have the thing to remind you of what you thought of, but you don't have that thing cluttering up your life. We have so many things in our lives. We have so many post it notes that need to be dealt with, or books, or other things that we need to take care of. Do we really need to clutter our lives with things that make us feel guilty? Because quite often, the things I've kept for weird reasons, I feel guilty about the idea of letting them go. Well, so and so gave that to me as a present. Okay? Are they coming and seeing you every year to make sure you still have that thing that you don't use that they gave you as a present 30 years ago? Maybe you could regift it. Give it to a used bookstore. Give it to the Goodwill. Give it to some place where that someone else can actually have good memories with it. There's nothing wrong with that. There's also nothing wrong with doing that in our hearts. We carry around a lot of garbage. We carry around hurts and grudges. We carry around memories that we think are amazing until we actually sit with them for a while and then think, whoa, yeah, this isn't cool. Maybe we need to do the work, give ourselves permission to do the work of saying, today's set aside day. Today's, here's garbage. We're just going to throw it out, burn it, pitch it in the can. Here's the stuff I can give away. I can donate to Goodwill. I can give to my sister. I can present to someone who might need it. And here's the things I really need to hang on to. And ideally, probably the pile of things that we really need to hold on to will be a lot smaller than the pile of things that we give away or we get rid of. Because the fact is, over our lives, we collect a lot of stuff. But we don't always do the work of recognizing whether or not it's collectible. Just because it is doesn't mean it should be in our lives. So today, as you go about your business, as you think about the things that you're collecting, information and pieces of paper and work and just stuff, maybe think about what you've received. Start with the mail. Instead of piling the mail on the kitchen table, speaking to myself here, or on the counter, look at it, go through it, and say, is this something I need to hang on to? Goes in this pile. Is this something I think would be interesting for someone else? There's a coupon, and my friend does couponing, so I'll give that to my friend. I'll give those coupons to my friend. And here's a flyer for Chinese food, and I don't like Chinese food, so rather than putting it on a pile with lots of their flyers, I'm going to put it in the recycling bin so that next Thursday night, when I put out my recycling, it will leave my home. As simple as something like that. The things that we do at work, everything that comes in, figuring out as it comes in where it needs to go. And if we absolutely have to keep it, then where do we put it where we know where it is, we know we can get it when we need it, we know when we need to get it, and if we absolutely must keep it forever, where will its forever home be? So I'm talking to you about this because I just had to do this on my computer so I'd have room for this video. But I really think I'm talking to myself about my holidays, is really going through things and saying, is this essential? Is this important to my life? Will my life be somehow impacted negatively if I don't have this anymore? And if not, might it impact someone else's life in a good way? And if not, I can bin it. I can put it in the circular file, out in the recycling. What kinds of things do you need to garbage, recycle, or consider keeping in your life? It's worth the effort to give it some thought. Have a great day. God bless. And I'll see you again tomorrow for Church at Home with Rachel.